What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream today. We're going to do something a little bit different today, with it being the international break, and news is a little bit slow this week, to be honest, so we're not going to talk about transfers that probably won't happen and things like that today. We're going to debate the best ever Arsenal Emirates Stadium 11 that we've had. So since we've moved to the Emirates, the best team that we've had since we moved to this stadium. You know, this stadium was supposed to be the promised land for Arsenal. We're moving here to compete with Bayern Munich. But hey, it is what it is. That's for another show, I suppose, people. So we're going to debate the best 11. And big up to everyone that's been throwing teams in the comments, because I've got to be honest, right? It took me ages to prepare for this. And then when I saw some of your comments, I was like, raw, I never put that guy in there. And I had to run back and add him in there and all that. So I really appreciate the interaction, and you have helped with the show because, as I said, people, I missed a couple of big names out before I saw some of the teams that you'd thrown in the chat. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to go through each position, and I'll put polls up. Throw your votes in, throw your comments in. I'll give you my output, and then we'll pick a player for each position. Let's go into Granit Xhaka mode, people. Comments absolutely flying in. I want lots of interaction from you today. And something a little bit different. You know, I don't want to talk about Darwin Núñez and all them brothers today. And Alvin, as you know, Manuel Almunia is a swear word on this channel. That brother got beat at his near post and cost us the Champions League. But hey, we won't talk about him, and he will not be on this list. That's for damn sure. Big up to all of you in the comments. Somebody just said that Chelsea are having a protest this weekend. I mean, champions of Europe, you're protesting. You don't know what you've got, do you, Chelsea? I know your owner's going, though. Make sure you Will Smith the living daylights out of that like button, people. Slap it all over the place. Do whatever you need to do. And subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitch. Twitch link in the description. I will get started on there before this week finishes, I promise you. I've been sorting out my FIFA team this week, so I may drop a FIFA video on there over the weekend, maybe Saturday. And I think the team's good enough to go online now. It was a bit of a shambles before, so I've had to sort that team out a little bit. Big up to everyone in the chat. And do you know what? Mikel Arteta has done his press conference today, which I didn't think it was going to be till tomorrow, but he's done it today. But I'm just not going to do a press conference reaction today. We'll save that to tomorrow. Waffle settings on a Friday, people. So, yeah, Almunia could be in the worst one. If this one goes well today, we'll do the worst one as well. I was at that game. Falelu, man. Ronaldo, free kick. What was he? 37, 38 yards out? Knuckleball, near post. I'm sorry. You know, Almunia is painful. Daily Rashford settings, man. Granit Xhaka said, Curtis, a suggestion, please. If anyone does not put me in their team, ban them. No true Arsenal fan does not put as captain of this team. Yo, Xhaka business, you know. Xhaka might be in that worst team. I can't even lie. Big up Guna Gang TV, man. Hope you're well, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Appreciate your support as always. Blood Type says, Curtis, man, big up the ting. Big up all the Gooners in the chat. Yeah, man, big up everyone supporting. Near post from 30 yards. I think it was even further. I can't lie. Yeah, I have to do a worse one. It's been decided. I don't mind doing a worse one. It's just a bit harsh because, you know, at times I've messaged a few Arsenal players to come on the show. And imagine I put man in a worst Arsenal 11 and then try and get man on the show. It's all mad, but it is what it is, people. Big up Curtis, man's been promising Twitch streams since 1999. Hey, patience is a virtue, my friend. We'll be there before the week's done, man. Don't worry, man. I'm planning on doing it Saturday. FIFA, if not, we'll just do a regular football one. Yeah, Shamak and all them, man. How much money you spent on packs? I prefer not to speak. Hey, man. Right, let's get started. So, short and sharp today, lots of interaction. I'll get the polls ready for each position. I hope you can see this all right. I think if you're on a laptop or computer, you'll see it all right. On your phone, you might have to zoom in a little bit. But how we're going to do it is we'll just start in goal, fullbacks, centre-backs, blah, blah, blah. And we'll pick the players for each position. We'll do a poll for each position and just throw your comments in as well. Of who you believe should be in these positions. So, yeah, we'll figure that out. So, we're obviously going to start with a goalkeeper. Do you know what's interesting, man? You know when I was doing some of these lists, I'm like, right, let me do this position. And I'm looking and I'm like, yo, we actually have had some bad players in some of these positions, because some of the players that I'm putting on this list, I'm like, best ever Emirates 11, and I'm putting you on the list. We clearly haven't signed good players at times. That's for damn sure. So, and obviously, if you disagree with anyone, or you feel there's somebody I've missed, again, let me know. So I've put 5 goalkeepers. And formation as well is another thing. I was thinking we go with like a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. So maybe 2 centre mids and not a cam, 2 wingers and a striker. But we could kind of play a striker in a winger's position. The only reason I wasn't going to go 4-4-2 because we got bags of centre midfielders. It's a bit hard to get in, and I think we've played 4-3-3 more in the Emirates era than we have 4-4-2. We played 4-4-2 more at Highbury when it was like Bergkamp and Henry. Since we've come here, we've preferably gone with one up front. So I'm going to go with 4-3-3, but one of the 3 midfielders will be more like a number 10 people. But right, here's your goalkeepers. In fact, before I get started, big up Hamal, David Rocastle, Remembrance Day. I think it's 20 years to the day since he passed away. Legend of the football club. We've heard Kevin Campbell speak about him many times. Never really saw him play live myself, to be honest, but saw lots of videos and stuff like that. And a legend of the football club. And it's only right that I mention David Rocastle. R.I.P. Rocky, man, that is for sure. Let's start with a goalkeeper. I've gone with 5 goalkeepers here. If there's anybody you disagree with or anybody you want to add, then throw it in the comments and we can adjust it. You know, we can adjust it. So I've got Peter Cech. I've got Bernd Leno. See, again there, someone's thrown in Jens Lehmann, and that's already thrown a spanner in the works because I thought Lehmann left before we was at the Emirates. Or am I wrong here? Have I got this wrong? Does Jens Lehmann need to come in this debate? Oh, I've gone mad. He did. He did. Jens Lehmann played there. But he only played 1 full season there. And yeah, he had 1 season there. He left it, he had 1 season, 2006, the first season we were there. But I'm not putting him in the list. Leave him. Or do we add him? Do we add him at the last minute? All right, we'll figure that out. He had 1 season. Man said don't add him, he's racist. Yeah. I'm going to leave him out for now. We'll come back to him. And he came back, didn't he, for a little loan spell. Wasn't great. So at the moment, I've put Peter Cech. I've put Bernd Leno. I've put Wojciech Szczesny, EMIRATES, and Ramsdale. Man said early diss track. I'm not adding him. I'm not adding him, man, for his the things that he said, man. I can't. I'm not putting him in here. He don't deserve it. So we go with them 5. So let me get the first poll up. There's going to be a lot of polls today, more than an Atlanta strip club today. That is for sure. So the first one, either throw it in the comments or throw it in the poll. Best keeper. So we got. It's not going to be Peter Cech. That is for damn sure. Let's go Leno. Do you know what? I'm not even going to do the poll because it only lets you add 4 categories. So there's no point me even doing that. We'll just go off the comments. And Ketia said, where am I on the list? Basically, throw in the comments what goalkeeper you would have. A lot of you saying Szczesny. I'm surprised at that. I wasn't the biggest fan of Szczesny, you know. Leno. Martinez. Cech nearly won the title in 15-16. Kept loads of clean sheets. Oh, that man was... He frustrated me. He really frustrated me. Penalty spot saying Martinez. Leno. Most of you saying Leno. Emmy won as a trophy. Stuart Taylor. Quezzy said, yeah, Gundogan. We ain't including Lehmann, man. He's a waste, man. But he done all right for 1 year. Checking that 15-16 season was class. Leno. Most of you voting Leno. Are we playing out of the back? That's another question, isn't it? Szczesny. Ospina. Colombian bias. Leno. Most of you voting Leno. Fabianski, nah, I didn't put him on here. Fabianski wasn't great for us, man. Fabianski was not great. Where's Ospina? Ospina! Richard Wright, you know. Most of you are voting Leno. I'm surprised. You know what? Let me just... Somebody said there, just put the poll up and put the 4 best. So I'm going to do the 4 that you've voted for the most, because you can't do 5. So we'll do best keeper. So we go Czech. I'm really surprised how many of you are voting Czech. But he did have a good season that year. Leno, hardly anyone's voting Ramsdale and Szczesny. Yeah, Lehmann played 1 full season there, so I'm not gonna put him. Szczesny, CZ. There you go. There's the 4. First poll is up, people. So we'll go off the vote. Leno all the way. I'm surprised, you know, because I thought the fan base had turned on Leno, man. Yeah, Ramsdale just joined, so Ramsdale ain't gonna get it. Only for 1 season. I just didn't rate Czech. He used to annoy me. He used to kick the ball out all the time. Leno's been a beast for us, man. I think he deserves credit, to be honest. I do think he deserves credit. The only thing that is a bit of a downer on Leno is Leno never won us the FA Cup, in the sense that he didn't play in the semi-final and final. That's a bit of a downer on him. Martinez only played 6 months. I thought he was brilliant for us, but the fact it was only 6 months makes it difficult. Out of the 3, it would be Leno. I would say Martinez, but he didn't play too much. Czech could not pass out the back to save his life. Martinez barely played. I would say Martinez. Czech is the worst. Czech was already past his prime. The thing with Czech, yeah, he tried to play out from the back. The ball was always being kicked out, man. Always being kicked out. I think we're going to go with Leno. I think we got to go Leno. I'm going to end the poll quick. I know it's a short one there, but I think we're going to go Leno. He's won the vote anyway. If I was going off personal preference, which goalkeeper I like the most, I would have probably gone for Emi Martinez. I can't even lie. But he didn't play long enough. So we're going to give Leno the goalkeeper. He deserves credit, man, because to me, I look at Szczesny, for me, was not great at Arsenal. I didn't think Szczesny was great. Peter Cech, I didn't like him. I just saw an old man in goal that couldn't kick. He had 1 decent season. Apart from that, he was an agent anyway. You know, he went straight back to Chelsea when he left. So I don't rate that brother anyway. Emi, for me, is arguably the best keeper out of these ones. But he just hasn't played enough. He just hasn't played enough. That's the only reason. Emi, for me, would have been close. Because I loved Emi Martinez. I can't even lie, people. But I think Leno was solid for us. I think he was let down as well at times by the defence he had in front of him. You know, the man had Mustafi, Holding. He had some real bums in defence. Elusive Glue Jeff, big up Curtis and this amazing community. Sorry I've not been active. He said he's had devastating news. I still watch every stream, but later in the evening. Big up to yourself, Jeff. Thank you for tuning in. Hope everything's all right. Thoughts are with you and your family. And good to have you back in the community, man. And stay strong, my friend. Josh Shaw, man's come in with a whole team. Szczesny, Sanya, Campbell, Torre, Clichy, Santi, Cesc, Ozil, Perez, Van Persie, and Sanchez. So you've thrown another spanner in the works there. Was Perez playing at the Emirates? Was Robert Perez playing at the Emirates? Because I didn't think he was. That's another spanner in the works there. Let me check again. Why did I think that he left the year before? Yeah, he left the year before. So Perez don't make it. He left 1 year before. Definitely Martinez. I would say that Martinez is the best keeper, but I give it Leno for the amount of time that he's played, and I do think he was a good keeper. Yeah, he left just before. Right. Let's go to the centre-backs. Let's go to the centre-backs, people. And again, centre-backs have not been great. So if you look at the list, just move across here. I've got Thomas Vermaelen. I've got Kolo Touré. Kolo Touré only had 2 seasons at the Emirates, but he did have 2 full seasons. So I've got Thomas Vermaelen, Kolo Toure, Gabriel, William Gallas, the snake. I probably shouldn't have even included him in this. And Laurent Koscielny. So you've got 5 options there, and you've got to pick 2 of them. If there's anyone else that you want to add, then throw them in. I think it's a no-brainer that Koscielny goes in there, if I'm being totally honest, man. Koscielny was a solid centre-back. I think we kind of let him down by never giving him a solid defensive partner. He had Mustafi next to him. He had Mertesacker next to him. Mertesacker, for me, I didn't put him in the list. I don't rate him. I didn't rate Mertesacker. He read the game well. A lot of you saying Koscielny and Gabby. Is it too early to put Gabby in there? Gallas was called a snake because basically he went straight to Tottenham after he left us. And the way he done us, on the pitch. A lot of you saying Gabriel. I actually thought a lot of you would have said Kolo Toure. Has to be Kos and Vermaelen. Gallas is a no-brainer top leader. Johan de Joru. Let me get the next poll up. I'll just put the best 4 in. Big up Nimbo for becoming a member on the channel. I will click on you shortly. Let me just put the best 4 up. Best centre-backs. I think Koscielny will definitely be in there. That's a bit of a no-brainer, really. He was solid. So I'll go Koscielny, Gabriel, Vermaelen. I thought he was decent. He was just a bit injury-prone. I actually thought he could have been a top centre-back. And Kolo Toure. So there's the 4. You can only add 4 on the poll, unfortunately. But I don't think no one would be voting William Gallas anyway. So the poll is up. We have to judge on how many seasons also. Yeah. Gabriel's in his 2nd season. Kolo Toure played 2 full seasons. So that's an interesting one. So let me know. Let me know, people, in the comments. Yeah, I didn't put Mertesacker. I didn't rate him. Curtis, can't believe you left out David Luiz. Hey, forget David Luiz, bro. I try and forget about them days there. They were dark days, although he was good on the ball. Big up Nimbo for becoming a member, man. Member stream will be on Wednesday next week, people, for anybody that wants to come on the show. Big up Clement. He said, good morning, see you, net. Looking forward to the best starting 11 in the Emirates. Yeah, it's a difficult one, this. The whole thing is because I would have actually picked Emi ahead of Leno. But I have to bear in mind that Emi only played 6 months, even less. I think he played like 4 months in goal. So you got to go off how much they played. A lot of people saying they don't want Koscielny because of the way he left and things like that. Bun Koscielny is a snake. Mertesacker won 3 FA Cups. Haroon, pray for my country, Sri Lanka. What's happened? I haven't seen it. Let me know, Haroon. But obviously, we pray for people, man, if there's difficulties, man. Fitz said, never a fan of Koscielny. Overrated also the League Cup final. I hear you, man. He stunk out the place in that final. But as I said, sometimes you need a better midfield or partner next to you. I don't think we ever had a top quality centre-back next to Koscielny. Vermaelen may be the exception. Let's go off the poll, and then we'll decide. So 51% of you have said Laurent Koscielny. He's in there. 24% of you going for Kolo Toure. So we're going Kolo Toure and Laurent Koscielny as the 2. There's the 2 centre-backs. I let the people speak, man. I let the people speak. I do think with Gabriel, it's a bit early for him. He wasn't even here for the FA Cup win, to be honest. Starboy said Koscielny 100% has to be in. Haroon said we have gone bankrupt. No fuel, electric. Hey, man, that's terrible. Hope the country recovers quickly, man. Vermaelen was built out of glass. He was a good player, Vermaelen, but the injuries, man. Look closely. Koscielny has a Bordeaux shirt. It wouldn't surprise me. He'll probably take it off. Solid so far. Right, let's move on, people. Let's move on. It's Democratic Curtis Shaw show, man. I let the people then vote, you know. But right, we move. Kolo Toure almost won us the title in 07-08, so a good shot. It's Toure, innit? Kolo Toure. Now, just as a disclaimer for anyone, Sol Campbell only played 11 games at the Emirates Stadium, so that's why he wasn't in this list. Listen, of course we love Sol Campbell, but 11 games don't get you in. So we move on, people. We move on. We'll go to right back. We'll go to right back. And again, if there's any players I've missed off the list, throw them in the comments and we'll consider them. So I've gone with 4 right backs. I've gone with Bakary Sagna, Emmanuel Aboué, Hector Bellerin, more for Bellerin's early days, not the latter Bellerin, and Tomiyasu. I've just thrown him in because, to be honest, our right backs were stinking out the place when I was looking through the list. We've had some bad right backs, that is for sure, people. Cole Jenkinson, I'll probably be saving him for the worst. Emirates 11, Debussy and players like that. Now, for me, this is easy, but I'll listen to what you've got to say. It's Bakary Sagna all day long for me. No debate, no question. Aboué was decent, but we know he kind of fell off towards the end. He got booed, subbed on, subbed off. Bellerin, early days, looked like a beast. We know Hector Bellerin is what he is. Tomiyasu's only just come. I don't even think this is worth a poll. I think this is just clear, head and shoulders, Bakary Sagna. Ended up going to Manchester City, winning the league, I think, over there as well. A couple of you saying Bellerin. Lauren didn't play at the Emirates. Oh, I don't believe he did. Cedric as well. Let's have a look. Lauren Arsenal. I'm sure he didn't. Could be wrong though. If he did, then he definitely needs to be added. So Lauren left Arsenal too far. Oh, he did have one season there. Only made 16 appearances, so I'm leaving him out. It's Bakary Sagna. It's got to be Bakary Sagna, this one. So I don't think this one even needs a long discussion. He goes in at the fullbacks category. Beast of a right back, French international. The guy was class. The guy was absolute class. Granite said Cedric or Jenkinson for me. Oh dear. Who was the guy we got from Juventus? Lichtsteiner, mate. Don't worry, he'll be in that worst category as well. Him and, Andre Santos, I'm sure, will squeeze in at left back. Debussy was okay, but injury prone. And Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Yeah, Lauren played 16 games at the Emirates. That's the only reason I'm not putting him in. I love Lauren. But Sagna was brilliant at the Emirates. Let's go to left back. Again, do you know what? I need to check again now, people. Because people saying Ashley Cole. But I thought Ashley Cole left before the Emirates. Because if he didn't, I've had an absolute nightmare. Yeah, he left in the summer. He didn't play at the Emirates. So Ashley Cole left. So let's go to left back. I think this is worth a debate, actually. So the left backs I've put, and again, we've had some poor left backs or bang average. I've put Gael Clichy, Kieran Gibbs, Nacho Monreal, and Kieran Tierney. I mean, it's not a lot there, is there, man? There is not a lot there at left back. So let's get on the poll for that one. Yeah, Ashley Cole left that summer. Best left back. Man saying Kolasinac. Yeah, best security guard. Top flight security of the world, Craig. Right, let's get them on. Clichy, Gibbs. I mean, Gibbs should not even be in this vote, really. He was pretty average as well. Monreal and Tierney. So the poll is up, people. Again with Tierney, it's going to be difficult to ever put any of these new signings in because they've only just joined, really. None of them. Man said Cohen Bramall. Yo, whatever happened to him, man? I think he's in League 2 now. Jashar, sorry, Kieran Tierney couldn't lace Clichy's boots. You're a Clichy fan. I used to like Clichy going forward. Defensively, he was a little bit, but he did play for France. He was steady. Tierney or Monreal said penalty spot. Tarbo said Tierney if we had to choose. Don said Nacho. Monreal or Clichy, hard to pick. Maybe Saka as left back. Yeah, hasn't played enough games there. Monreal or Clichy. Do you know what? When we signed Monreal, I wasn't a big fan of him. He did get better and better, though, as time went on. And he was consistent. He was pretty consistent for us. Gael Clichy, I thought, could have been really good. Light-skinned left-backs, with a lot of them. Kieran Tierney, injury-prone. Clichy's not good enough at the back. Monreal missed a 7 out of 10 every week. Gunnar8 says Clichy for me. I'm going to leave this one down to the vote because I'm actually not too sure with this one. I think Monreal was a bit more solid defensively. Clichy won a Premier League. Let me have a look at Clichy's stats. Did he win a Premier League at Arsenal? Or did he win a Premier League at Man City? Clichy joined 2000. Yeah, he was part of the Invincibles, but didn't really play much. That's interesting. That's interesting. We'll go off the vote. Right, I'm going to end the... Oh, you've gone with Nacho Monreal. You've gone with Nacho Monreal by far as well. I was leaning towards Gael Clichy. I'm not even going to lie, but I'm going to let the people then vote. So I'm going off your vote. Nacho Monreal squeezes his way into the back four. Doesn't say a lot about our left backs when Nacho Monreal's in there. Andre Santos, don't worry, he'll be in the worst one. Monreal was more solid defensively, to be honest. Clichy probably better going forward. Clichy got done dirty by going to City. Right, there we go. There's our back five. Leno, Sagna, Monreal, Toure, Koscielny. It's not bad. It's not bad, to be fair. Gibbs is so disrespected now. I thought he was meaty, man. He was an average left back. Monreal joked. Jashar's not happy. I'm a man of the people. And he won by far as well. So I had to go with it. People beasting on Nacho Monreal. Now, another one that's been thrown in. Another spanner in the works. And I think I've dropped a howler here, haven't I? Gilberto Silva. When did he leave us? Oh, yeah, I could have put him in. All right, I've dropped a clanger. He had 18 months at Arsenal at the Emirates, so I should have put him in the list. But we moved. Gilberto, apologies. We keep it moving. Right, let's go into the midfield. 3 midfielders. So, we'll go with 2 centre mids and a number 10. Similar to how Arsenal play now. Gilberto, yeah, I've dropped an absolute clanger. I thought he left 2006. He left 2008, so he had every right, really, to be on this list. I need to figure out a way. To get him back. Can I edit it while I'm on stream? I think it messes everything up when you add a player, but I might have to do it for Gilberto. All right, we'll come back to it at the end. We're just going to play straight ball players anyway. But Gilberto, we'll come back to it at the end. Start throwing your names in. Centre mid. Let me scroll down so you can see. So, the centre mids I've put here. How on earth did I forget Gilberto Silva? I've put Thomas Partey, Santi Cazorla, Alex Song, Cesc Fabregas, Jack Wilshere. I suppose Ramsey as well could be considered a centre mid / maybe number 10. He was a centre mid. So what 2 would you pick out of that? I mean, for me, I just want straight ball players in here. I mean, I've even put Oxlade-Chamberlain, Haleb, Nasri, Rosicky as well. Although some of them, Haleb often played off the right, Rosicky often played off the left, Ox played on the right. Ox won't be in it. And then obviously in the number 10 role, you're looking at probably Mesut Ozil or Nasri or Haleb or Rosicky. So throw your names in. It's going to be a difficult one. I think the one we can all agree on, and I'll be shocked if his name isn't there, is Cesc Fabregas. Because for me, he's one of my favourite ever midfielders at Arsenal. I think we can all agree on that. Most of you are saying Cesc Fabregas. So we're going to move Cesc Fabregas. And put him in there. Captain, goal scorer, unbelievable. One of the biggest mistakes, in my opinion, of Arsene Wenger's career, not signing him back. I never got involved with this whole thing that Cesc Fabregas was a snake, because to me, if you put a buyback clause in a man's contract, then when he leaves Barcelona, you buy him back. So I don't agree with it, Trav. I've got to be honest. I know people said they didn't like the way he left the club. There was rumours that he refused to play in a game when he was going to Barca. But we should have bought the man back. The man went to Chelsea and won the title and lobbed Peter Cech. Like, why didn't we buy Fabregas back 30 million? It's crazy. Nasri was great for half a season. Nasri's a serious baller, you know. I can't even lie, people. I think for me, you've got to find a way to get Santi Cazorla in this team, because I think there's genius levels of quality. I think he's one of the best players I've ever seen at Arsenal in terms of technical ability. The man was taking free kicks with his weaker foot in the Premier League. I just haven't seen people do that at Arsenal. I really haven't. Man said Xhaka. Yeah, he'll be in the worst 11. I think Santi's got to be in here. Would you agree with that in the comments, people? Xhaka said shambolic list without Xhaka 34. Oh, Santi Cazorla. Oh, Santi's got to make it, people. I'm sorry, he has to. Genius at work. Oh, Jack Wilshere as well. Jack Wilshere, people. Danny says no. Danny, give me the name. Who you replacing him with? Nasri was lighting up the Emirates individual skills. Rosicki's got to be in there. Santi and Cesc. Give it some thought, says Partey as well. I've got to go Santi, people. I'm sorry, he's too good. I'm tempted by Jack Wilshere, but Santi goes in. Who are we playing as the attacking midfielder? Do you know what? I had Abu Diaby there as well. Who would you play in that attacking midfield role? So you've got really Ramsey, Nasri, Haleb, Ox, Ozil, Thomas Rosicky. Who do you put into that attacking midfield role? It's got to be Mesut, really, I would think. Don't get me wrong. I was a big fan of Thomas Rosicky, man. I love that guy. What a shot he had. I liked Haleb as well. He was a baller with the low socks. Man said Ramsey, if you're being objective. Ramsey's another one of them players, I can't lie. He frustrated the living daylights out of me. He would score a big goal. Then the next week he was doing Cruyff turns and losing the ball. He did have one unbelievable season, though. It's got to be Mesut. It's got to be Mesut. The guy was... When he first came to the club, he was absolutely unbelievable. There's just no doubt. I think we wasted him. Didn't give him a good enough striker. A few of you saying Rosicky. Nasri was serious as well. I can't lie. Nasri was a serious baller. But we got to go for Mesut Ozil. Yeah, I didn't put Arshavin in the list. He was a good player as well. We got to go M10, man. M10 was a brilliant player, especially in them early days. I mean, that midfield three. No one can defend, I can't lie. Yeah, Ozil 11. Ozil 11. Like I said, people, disclaimer. I've done Gilberto Silva dirty. I didn't realise that he played 2 seasons at the Emirates. So I definitely should have had Gilberto Silva on this list. I will add him at the end. And we'll maybe edit it a little bit after. So the team so far, Bernd Leno in goal. We've got Bakary Sagna and Monreal at fullback, Kolo Touré and Koscielny at centre-back. Midfield 3, Fabregas, Cazorla, Mesut, Ozil. What a team. Yeah, Gilberto's been absolutely robbed. I've done him dirty. I'll add him, though, don't worry. You did Arteta dirty as well. Man said Arteta, you know, behave yourself. Arshavin should be up there. Omri at the Emirates. Right, let's go into the attack. This is where it's going to get, you know, this is the real crunch time, people. Front 3. The formation can go out the window here. Yeah, if man can play, you know, Omri could be on the left. You know, whatever we need to do, we got to squeeze them in here, people. So, the attackers, Alexis Sanchez, Theo Walcott, Olivier Giroud, Thierry Henry, Robin van Persie, Emmanuel Adebayor, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Eduardo, someone just said. And also, Nasri could be in this front 3 because he did play left wing a lot of the time. So did Rosicky as well. So if you want to include them, also Haleb played on the right. Hit me with your 3, people. Hit me with your 3. We can, you know, we can do whatever's necessary. Henry can be pushed to the left. If you want to squeeze another striker in, we can play Alexis on the right. He played right wing for Barca. So whatever's needed, we'll do what we got to do. Let's see who you're going for, people. Liam said Henry, Van Persie and Aubameyang. Alexis close 4th. Do you know, I got to be honest. I don't know if Alexis Sanchez can be left out of any of these lists for me. That's just my opinion. I love the guy. Storm said Alexis, RVP, Henry. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put this up as a poll. And what we'll do is the ones maybe that get the most votes, maybe we'll do it like that. Best attackers now. Henry didn't even play at the Emirates that long, but who cares? The rules go out the window when you're Thierry, and he came back with the epic return as well, and the goal against Leeds in the FA Cup. So I don't care if he played one game. He makes the list. I can only put 4 up. So I'm going to go Henry, Alexis Sanchez, Aubameyang, and Van Persie. I'll leave out Giroud, and I'll leave out Theo Walcott. But if you want Theo Walcott, you can throw that in the comments. RVP, Sanchez, and Henry. I would say that's probably the one. Aubameyang, Henry, and Sanchez is Dupe. RVP, Sanchez, and Henry. Alexis, Henry, and Aubameyang. I think the Aubameyang Van Persie one is the controversial. That'll be the one where the vote it'll come down to the vote, because on one hand you could say, okay, Aubameyang led us to an FA Cup, but maybe Van Persie's all-round game was better than Aubameyang's. So RVP, one good season, injury prone. Let me just have a look at Van Persie's numbers. He was just unreal though. I can't even lie. He done us so dirty the way he left them. Yeah, he left in 2012, so he had plenty of years at the Emirates. Yeah, I'll leave that one down to the vote. I feel like Van Persie's just an all-round better footballer than Aubameyang, if I'm being totally honest. Nah, Lacazette don't make the vote, man. He don't make the vote. I need goal scorers here, mate. Oba does not make any list ahead of RVP. The King, Sanchez, and Aubameyang. Alexis, RVP, and Thierry Henry. Sanchez, RVP, Henry. Nasri a close 4th. No one's putting Adebayor in the list. Van Persie was unbelievable. He had everything. Van Persie was the smoothest player on the eye. Right, so let's start putting people in. The King goes in there. He didn't even play for long, but he goes in there. The King, he's in there. Thierry. I think Alexis has to go in there. He's just unreal, that guy. At the Emirates, man, it was his fortress. Can you imagine Sanchez and Henry in the same team? The last one, really, is the Aubameyang RVP one. I've got to admit, I'm leaning more towards Van Persie because I just think there was more magic. You know, Van Persie scored goals that made the stadium just go, oh my days, like 30-yard pass and he just volleys it in straight away. I know Aubameyang won us the FA Cup, and you know me, people, I love Oba. All right, we're going to change the poll. We're going to change the poll then. Last poll. The last poll is just going to be Henry, Van Persie. Last poll. Last attacking space. We'll go, not Henry, sorry. Aubameyang or Van Persie. This is the final poll, people. We'll go off the vote. I'll go off the vote. The poll is in there. It's down to you, people. I'm leaning RVP, I can't lie, but if the people then vote Oba, we'll go Oba. Please don't compare RVP with Aubameyang. RVP is levels. Van Persie is awesome. I mean, I know he was injured for a lot of the time for us. RVP and Cesc are scumbags. See, I just don't think... I don't buy the narrative with Cesc. I think the Cesc one is different. I do. He had a buyback clause. He was always going to go back to Barca, boyhood club. And we could have bought him back and we didn't. So I never buy into this narrative that Cesc is a snake. He wanted to come back to Arsenal and Arsene Wenger said no. So I don't get that. He had to leave Barca. They wanted him out. You know? Van Persie's a little bit different. He done us dirty. He did do us dirty. RVP left foot of the streets, won't forget. Right, we're going to end this quick. You voted, people. And the winner is the Flying Dutchman, Robin Van Persie. I know he's a Judas. I know we had to give him a guard of honour when he turned up at the Emirates, but what a player. There's no denying the talent. That front three is just beyond belief. The front three is beyond belief. What I would do to have just one of them. Let me put Van Persie in the middle. We'll go Henry left. Van Persie through the middle. and Sanchez. Or you could, in fact, you could mix it numerous ways. You could play Henry through the middle. That team is actually pretty fire. I think left back is not amazing in Nacho Monreal, if I'm being totally honest. Leno was a little bit of discussion because I think Emi was arguably a better keeper than Leno, but he just didn't play long enough for us. I mean, that team, if we had that team right now, don't get me wrong, the midfield, nobody can tackle. So the Gilberto one, like I said, the disclaimer, people, my 2 disclaimers. I didn't put Jens Lehmann in, and Jens Lehmann played two seasons, I believe, at the Emirates. And I didn't put Gilberto Silva in because I actually thought he left the year we went to the Emirates, but he played 2 seasons as well. So I've done them dirty. So we could have put Gilberto in the midfield. I don't know who I would have taken out of the midfield, though. I can't lie. I don't know who I would have taken out. And obviously, Jens Lehmann, you could have possibly put in goal. Christopher said, Henry didn't play at the Emirates long enough. Yo, listen, that's Thierry, man. Even if Thierry played 8 games at the Emirates, that's more than enough for me. He makes the list. People saying don't put Lehmann in anyway. He's racist. King Cole said, I dropped Ozil for Gilberto. Would you have dropped him? If you were bringing Gilberto into that midfield just for balance, who would you have taken out of those 3? Because that's a tough one. I can't take Cesc Fabregas out, I tell you that much. Gilberto scored the first goal at the Emirates. Cesc chose Chelsea. But, John, we had the buyback. We said we weren't signing him. Wenger didn't want him. And then he chose Chelsea. He didn't have a choice out of Chelsea and Arsenal. Wenger said no. And then Mourinho, he said the story. I had the meeting with Mourinho. I wasn't sure about going Chelsea. So I think you got to blame Arsene Wenger for it. I really do. Who would you... Santi out. Oh, man, that's painful. Monreal just needs to defend and let the king cook. Yeah, he wouldn't have even had to go forward. I'll tell you what then, another question. Where do you think that team would finish in the Premier League right now? Abby said Gilberto, Cesc and Cazorla at 10, so you'd have dropped Ozil. Alex said, I'm torn on Ozil. That one crazy assist season, missing so many games. Gilberto in, Ozil out. That seems to be the narrative. Where do you think this would finish in the Premier League, this team? Matty's saying first, top 3. It finishes above Chelsea. If we're 4th in the Premier League now with the team we've got now, it definitely finishes above Chelsea in 3rd. We're only about 6-7 points behind Chelsea. Don't get me wrong, you would have to get Gilberto in the midfield because the midfielder get hammered. Look how small them 3 are as well. Yeah, Amal, I watched the interview with Ozil's agent. Very good, man. Very good. Clichy in, Nacho out. I think if we put Gilberto in that midfield for some defensive balance, I think that's a title challenging team. That front 3 is doing all sorts. Doing absolutely all sorts. Thierry in this day and age, apart from Van Dijk and probably Ruben Diaz, there isn't an elite centre-back in the Premier League. Henry had scored 35 goals in the Prem, I believe, nowadays. He scored 35 goals in all comps anyway. Sports fan said Henry doesn't belong in the Emirates era. Listen, when you've done what he's done, mate, you belong in any era. I'd give him player of the season this year if I could. Henry shouldn't be on the list because he was past his prime. Listen, it's Thierry. There's no rules with Thierry. Talk is Cheap show's out tomorrow, people. We recorded it today, so that'll be out tomorrow. Do you think that'd be invincible? I think we go Cesc Cazorla and Gilberto and take Mesut Ozil out just to have a more constructive midfield 3. Because Cesc gets forward and scores anyway, so you don't actually need an out-and-out number 10. So I would have maybe brought Gilberto in for Ozil, and then I think that would be a title challenger. Yeah, like I said, people, I never put Gilberto on the list. He would have been in this team because the midfield lacks balance, that's for sure. Nah, man, Henry can't come out of this team. He played one full season at the Emirates, then he came back on loan from America and scored the great goal against Leeds. That's enough for me. But what a team, people. What a team. What a team that is. Kolo Touré and Laurent Koscielny. I think that would be good. Kolo Touré, loads of pace. That's a very quick centre-back pairing. Like I say, the midfield, I would have probably dropped Gilberto in for Mesut Ozil just for balance. Yeah, I overlooked Diaby. Gilberto at 6, Santi at 8, Cesc at 10. Sports fan, I'm flinging Rosicky somewhere in there. Love that guy. Who are you taking out, man? Who are you taking out? Gilberto in and we're challenging for the Prem. I think we are. I think we are. Back four's not that good. We'd finish third, second at a push. The only interesting thing, and you make a good point there, Fitz, right? The fullbacks nowadays, the demands are different. You know, they're so attacking these days that would Sagna and Monreal be good enough? But the thing is, the people in front of them are so good, I don't think they'd even have to get forward anyway. So they'd be cooking anyway, man. They'd be cooking anyway. So there you go, people. What a team. Enjoyed doing that. Diaby was a good shout as well. He was there. It was Leno in goal. The people voted. The people voted Leno in goal. Mertesacker can't be at centre-back over Kolo Touré or Laurent Koscielny. Surely not. Have you met Henry? Well, not really. Let's just say that. Not really. Not properly, anyway. I've probably told the story about 10 times, but yeah, I was at Wembley. He was sat a row behind me and I ignored him. Arsenal had just signed him. I was fuming because we'd sold Nicolas Anelka, and Anelka was my favourite Arsenal striker. My dad says, look, Thierry Henry's sitting behind us. And he said, do you want to go and take your picture with him? I said, no, I don't. He's not that good. He's just some quick winger from Juventus. I don't really rate him that highly. And I ignored him. Didn't even say hello to him. And he ended up becoming our best player ever. And I've never met him since. I've seen him twice at the Emirates, but he was a good, 15, 20 rows behind me, so I couldn't get to him. So no. No, I haven't really met Thierry Henry in that sense. So I think I got that one wrong. I think I definitely got that one wrong. I said, Henry, you prick. Bruv, when we signed Henry to replace Anelka, I was vexed. I said, yo, we've just let Anelka go to Real Madrid. And we're signing Thierry Henry, a winger from Juventus who's out of form. I was fuming. Just shows, man, this is why you can't listen to fans, people, you know. But hey, people, thank you very much for tuning in. Shorter show today. And really appreciate all the interaction. It's been a brilliant show. We're going to do a worst Emirates 11 as well. Even though I probably shouldn't, because I'll probably see some of these people. But it'll be funny anyway. Cole Jenkinson and Andre Santos and all them, man. African Soldier said, since the EPL has agreed to 5 subs, who will yours be? Man, do you know what? We'll talk about that tomorrow, definitely in more detail. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do press conference reaction tomorrow because, you know, I just wanted to do the show today based on this. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the link in the description to follow me on Twitch. Brilliant show, and I'll be back tomorrow with press conference reaction from Mikel Arteta, people. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Bless.